How many of you guys were here the last time I was here? Okay, awesome. How many of you guys were here the first time I was here? Awesome. All right. So thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you came out in the rain because it is nasty, isn't it? All right. So do you guys remember last time I talked to you about having a talent? And we read a scripture from the Bible that talked about how God gives us talents. All right. Can we quickly just go around the room and you guys refresh my memory and tell me what you think your talent is? What do you think your gift is in life? Your education? Okay. All right. So if you were to go out and share your talent or your gift, what do you think that you're the most gifted at? Would it be a sport or art or music or poetry? What would be your gift? Do you think? Okay, hard to say. Sweetie, what do you think your gift is? Football. Okay, great. How about you? What do you think your gift is? Basketball. What do you think your gift is? Baseball? Okay, like your shirt. What do you think your gift is? Sports. Anyone in particular? Football. Okay. What do you think your gift is? Sports. Alrighty. How about you? Sports. Okay. So I today am going to go through a work program with you. Do you kind of remember last time we talked? And we said when we met again, we would talk about what your talent is and try to turn it into a business in your own neighborhood so that you guys this summer could be doing something that's very beneficial and that you could actually earn money doing. Do you remember us talking about that? So I came up with a form, and on the top of the page you can see that I've entitled it Speak It, Believe It, Receive It. Wow, it's kind of cool. You know where that came from? It's right out of the Bible. Again, it's right out of the Bible. So first, we find our talent, then we speak it out loud with our mouth because our words are very, very powerful. So when we say something, whether it's positive or negative, it's very powerful in our life. So when I go out and I speak in schools about bullying and violence, I always teach that we have the choice of saying something that's highly positive, or we can say something that's negative. So it makes more sense to say something that's very, very positive. Would you agree with that? Okay, good. So that's why we start off our whole summer program that we're about to do today with speaking it. We are going to speak it into existence, all right? And then we're going to believe in it. That means that if we say it, we have to believe what we say. If we say something good about ourselves, something positive about ourselves, we have to actually believe it. We have to believe in ourselves and believe that we can do what we say we can do. Does that make sense? Then, after we say it, and after we believe it, then we're going to receive it. What do you think that means, that we're going to actually receive it? What do you think that means? What do you think I mean by that? We're going to, yeah. Yeah, sure. What does it mean that we're going to receive it? Achieve your goal. Absolutely. So let's say that one of you guys decides that your summer talent is cutting grass in your neighborhood. Okay? Then you have to believe that you can actually go out, knock on people's doors, and get them to believe in you, to have them hire you to cut their grass and to pay you when you're finished. So you have to believe that. And if you believe it, then you can receive it. And you can actually go knock on the door, sell them your service, do a good job, and then get paid for it. All right? Does that make sense? All right. So let's look through it says some positive things to you. It says that this program is designed to guide you in an empowered direction that will encourage you to look at your talents, to expand your talents, and to utilize your talents in a positive manner. This program is designed to assist you in transforming your talent into a business. All right, now then, on the second page, how about if you guys start filling this out, and I'll help you. All right, so first we want to put your name, your first and last name, and then if you could write down your address, where you live. Anybody know their address? Okay. Write your name, write your address, and then write in your phone number. You know, that's a great question. The way that we would want to reach you. So if it's through your parents' cell phone, that is the best number, yes. You can come up, sure. Then put your age. Sweet. You just moved? You don't know your address? It's okay if you don't know it. Okay. All right. You have your address? Do you know your address? Write your whole address. Put your zip code too if you know your zip code. Let me tell you about writing your address. When you do something that relates to business, the proper way to put an address, as far as business goes, is your full address, comma, Indianapolis, Indiana, and then your zip code. That is a full, complete business address. Okay, so you want to put your address, city, state, and zip code on address. Then when you get to phone number, the proper business way to put a phone number is your area code first. So 317, okay, put that down. 317, and then your complete phone number, okay? All right. Put your age. Everybody fill your age? What school you go to? Write that down. All right. Now then, on the blank that says talent, if you'll look at the next page, there are a list of things that I typed up there. And actually, I realized that I forgot some things. So, on the bottom of this list, let's add some other descriptions, like cooking. Because a lot of guys become chefs because they love to cook and they're great cooks. So let's add that to your list. If you write down cooking and chef. Then another obvious thing that I forgot to write down was building and construction. You know how many people love to build tables and they can build decks and build small pieces of furniture. Some people are really good at building houses, and this is how they learn to build houses, is just from starting simply from small pieces of furniture or doing things around a house that you're building and creating. So let's add that. And then, maybe not today, but our friend Mr. Wilson will be coming in at some point, and he's a barber. And he became a barber after he was, I think, in his 30s. So he did that later in life. So that's another art, it's another talent that you guys might have, and it might be something that you're interested in. So now go back to your second page. Let's talk again about your talent. I know you guys talked a lot about sports and athletics that you're very, very good at. But now I kind of like for you guys to think about what you can do in your own neighborhood this summer to help your neighbors and help you raise money for yourself during the summer months. So let's go back and talk about that kind of a talent. Who thinks that maybe they have a talent of cutting grass and doing yard work? You think so? Oh, you all do. That's really good. Let me ask you guys, do you guys own a lawnmower? What's me? You do? Oh, that's awesome. So you could actually one to somebody that wanted to do the same thing you're doing. So that's great. Let me give you a suggestion. If you like lawn mowing and lawn work and you don't have a lawnmower, the person that you might be doing the work for, they might own one and they would loan it to you just in case you didn't have one. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, how much do you guys think that you could charge per hour for cutting grass? Do you think you should charge per hour or per yard? Per yard, alrighty. And do you think you should have a different price for a very small yard compared to a big yard? Oh, you don't think so? Yeah. Who thinks you should have a different price? Okay, who thinks you should have a different price? It's okay. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, let's say that you have a price for a small yard. What do you guys think would be a fair value? I'm sorry? $5. Okay, how much? 10? Huh. Who else thinks a different price for a small yard? Yes, sweet thing. What, baby? Okay. So we've got $5, we've got $10. What do you guys think is right for a small yard? $15. Okay. How much do you think it should be for a big yard?
It depends how big. It depends how big. If it's a big, like a football field yard.
Oh, yeah, that's like 7.
150. I'm not going 150.
So we're going All right, so we're hearing a lot of different prices, but I heard 30. All right.
I thought
So,
like a whole football field.
no, that's a whole different thing. Let's think about the yards in your neighborhood. Would you guys call them smaller yards or larger yards that are right in your neighborhood? Small. Small. So let's go back to the $15. How do you guys feel? Do you think that's a fair value, $15 for you to cut somebody's whole yard if it's a pretty small yard? Do you think that's fair value? What, sweetie? We're talking about the whole yard. Now we're talking about the whole yard. If you go to a house, we're not talking about that you do one section and not the other. So we're going to cut all the grass at one house. For a small yard, what do you guys think that's worth? Okay. I'm going to say maybe 15 for a small yard. And then maybe 30 for a big yard. So that's the first thing you have to decide is what your talent is, if you would be happy doing it, and then what your fee would be. Okay, so I just want you guys to kind of keep thinking. Let's go to the next talent on here. Trash removal. What do you think that means? What do you think we mean by that? Yeah, I mean simply there are a lot of people maybe that can't take out their own trash, or they're elderly, or it's too heavy, or they've got too many trash cans to move. So we know that the trash man comes once a week, right? All right. What if you went around your neighborhood and offered to take out people's trash cans out to the curb, the end of the driveway, wherever the trash man comes? Do you think that's something you might like to do? No. Who would like to do that? Who wouldn't? Who would like to do that? It's not hard work. It's not hard. Okay, how much do you think, what's the dollar value that you think it would be worth for you to go to somebody's house and maybe drag out 2 to 3 trash cans once a week? What do you think the value of that might be? Who said 10? I agree with you. And again, there's no right or wrong answer, but I think $10 might be right. Now, let's think about the whole month, all right? Let's think about the whole month. There are 4 pickups in a month. So if you're charging $10, that's $40 to somebody. That might end up being a lot, especially to an elderly, widowed woman or an elderly couple. Do you think? So if you were to do it for the month, how much do you think a monthly charge would be? What do you think would be right for a monthly charge? Because 40 might be a little too much.
You said one
For the month. 30. I like 30. I think 30 is a good idea. So see where we're going with this? We have to put a good value on it. We have to put a good, reasonable value on it, or you might overprice yourself and not get the job. Does that make sense? Okay, let's go to running errands. I know last time some of you guys said that you live maybe close to a convenience store or a grocery store. How many of you live within walking distance to a store? Okay, let's say that you volunteered to run errands during the week. And let's say you did it again once a week, like the trash, like the lawn. What kind of a dollar value would you put on running errands for one household? What do you think that would be worth? Let's say you go to their house, they give you the list. They tell you that they need a loaf of bread, they need some milk, maybe they need a couple of cans of dog food, some macaroni and cheese. What would be your value on your time to run to the grocery or the convenience store, get their sack of goods, and go back home to them? What do you think your charge should be? $20 to run to the grocery store one time? Plus the groceries, right?
20.
You think 20?
I think 30.
You think 30? I think I can't afford you. I think I can't afford you. Okay? Think about it again. Think about it again.
Alright, so you said if you never heard about the
Yes.
somebody asks you to go to the store,
Yeah.
come right back,
Yes.
$20.
$20. Okay. All right. Now let me share my thoughts with you, okay? I think 20 is a little high. I'm going to tell you why. Let's say it's me. Let's say I'm the one that's paying you, and I'm asking you to go get me that bread and the milk and the butter and a couple of boxes of macaroni and cheese and a jar of applesauce. That bill would only come to about $12. Okay? If I'm paying $12 for the groceries and then paying you $20 to go get it, that just doubled the cost of my groceries. That just doubled the cost of my groceries. So how about $7.50?
Because then, you got to get by yourself. Because we're going for you.
But they might be on a fixed income, a limited income. And maybe her hip doesn't work very well and she can't walk there. How about $7.50? Do you see where I'm going with this? They're spending money on groceries, but maybe you don't want to overprice yourself because then it's making their groceries cost too much money. Do you kind of understand that? Make sense? Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to dog walking. How many of your neighbors have dogs? A lot of them? How many of you guys like dogs? You like dogs? Okay. So you guys would be good at maybe dog walking. So now we have to find a value for walking somebody's dogs. Let's say that you go and you offer to be the dog walker. And you offer to walk somebody's dogs for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, that's not very long. What do you think that value should be? Okay. I like 5 and I'll tell you why. Because if you're gonna walk somebody's dogs, chances are, if they like you and the dogs like you, they might have you do it 3 or 4 times a week. See? If you're charging $20, you're probably overvaluing your service. Well, if you're charging $20, they couldn't afford you more than 1 day a week. But if you charge $5 and they use you 4 days a week, that's $20. And there are 4 weeks in a month, that all of a sudden turns into $80. Baby, can you sit down? Come sit down. You can sit by me. Come sit here. Come sit by me. So look, if you're doing it at $5, right? It's only 30 minutes, and you do it 4 times a week. That's 20, which turns into 80. At the end of a month, what do you think $80 would buy you? What could you go out and buy for $80? You could what? Pay a phone bill. You're a smart boy. Yes, you could. What else could you do? What could you buy for yourself? You could save it. Okay, and save it. Very good. What else could you buy for $80? Yep. So you see how you kind of have to think about the business that you're going to go in this summer, what is appropriate to charge, and then what your money can buy, okay? So, we'll have a short day. I'm not gonna take a long time, but I want you now to go to your second page. And out of all the things that we just talked about, under talent, I'd like for you to write down the job that you would like to offer, the talent that you would like to offer in your own neighborhood this summer. Out of all the things we just talked about, write that down next to talent on your second page. Here, on your second page where all the blanks are, go to your talent, right here, under your talent. Write down if you would like to run errands, take out the trash, run to the store, cut the grass, clean up their yard, or maybe you're multi-talented and maybe you'd like to offer more than one service. Hey, why not get paid for more than one thing? So one day, you might cut the grass for $10. And on Wednesday, you might take out the trash. And on Thursday, you might go run the errands. So you could actually do more than one of these services in 1 week and be making anywhere from $80 to maybe $160 a month, or maybe $200 a month, depending on the talent that you choose. Okay, so what talent did you choose? Oh, good job. What did you? I'm sorry? Okay, what did you choose? Okay. Nice. How about you, Dave? Okay. What did you choose? Okay, all right. Now, let's go back real quick. Next to your talent, put the price value that you think you should charge for that talent. So if you had 2 talents, you're going to have 2 prices. If you wrote down 3 talents, you're going to have 3 prices. Okay? Then the next thing I want you to do is, I want you to write down how many times per week you would offer that talent. So if it's grass cutting, probably once or twice a month, probably 2 times a month. You don't have to really cut the grass every week, do you? But if you're running errands, you could do that weekly. So you would do that once a week. Okay? All right, now here's what we'll do next time. Be sure that you keep these papers. Don't lose them. They're important. Keep them, look at them, work on them. When we meet again in May, we're going to name your business, okay? We'll name your business, and then we're going to figure out how much money you can make every month by the talents that you chose. All right, so what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to let Mr. O'Banion come up, and I talked over my time, I apologize. I let them talk for a few minutes to further discuss how you guys can set up your own business and do your own business this summer, okay?
Let's give our hand. All right. Who remembers when I was here last time? I remember all of you, except for, I got it back. You were maybe second. I remember everything. Were you here last time? Me? Yeah.
No, I wasn't here.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm Christopher O'Banion. I'm the general manager for the Indianapolis All-Stars ABA basketball team. How many like the NBA playoffs? Isn't it great that the teams can keep winning? But what happens to the players that don't make the NBA? Where do they go? They go to the ABA. And we have 109 teams around the country, and we have some of the best talent that's out there. And these are kids that just, only so many people can make it to the NBA. So we're not trying to say that you can't do that, but the people want to still play basketball until they're older. And what we want to try to do is give these young people the opportunity not only to play, but also create brand recognition. And also as a team, we want to come back into the community and talk to the young people to tell them, hey, you can do something. And, basketball is great, but when we're not playing basketball games with the ABA, guess what those guys have to do? They got to work. So we find them all types of jobs, or we teach them about business. Now, I love what Kim said about having the talent. Now, many of you look at me and just say, well, that guy, he couldn't play basketball, he couldn't play football and all that. But let me tell you, back in the day, I was a beast. I'm just a little older now. I'm 56. This is what happens when you get 56. You start changing. Everything changes on you. My back hurts right now, but that's part of life. But I just tell you about my education. I have a master's degree in business, an executive MBA. What does that mean? An executive MBA means that I've done a lot of training to teach people how to start businesses. And I've been doing that for a long time. My company is also that I own is WebSource International. I've owned that for 17 years. Is anybody here 17 years old yet? 16? Who's the oldest out of you guys? How old are you? 14? Okay. So I started my company before you were born. But guess what I do as a company? I build websites. You guys know what a website is? You guys know what apps are? I build apps. You know what surveillance cameras? You guys ever see cameras? You guys ever see this video equipment and you see this Wi-Fi right here? Okay, I put in networks and servers and point of sale systems and all these different things with technology. Why am I telling you that? Because sometimes if you have a strong work ethic, you can have your own business. Now, I want to just give you a little visual about business. Now, how many of you like getting up early? Who gets up early? What time do you get up? 4:30? Okay, that's my guy. I get up at 5 o'clock every day. Now, you know why I get up at 5 o'clock every day? It's because I have time for me. You know what having time for yourself is? That means you can meditate. That means you can do Bible study. You can just clear your mind. I have coffee every morning. But I'm preparing myself for a great day. You know why? Because every day of my life is a great day. How about you? Who's had a great day lately? Okay, isn't it raining outside? It's a great day. You know why? Because I got up, did the things I had to do. My first client I had to see at 8 o'clock in my office, did video streaming. Now I'm here to help and talk to you guys. Watch this. So let's just say, for example, we're going to do the business. How many of you, let's say, could mow somebody's lawn at 10 a.m. and maybe mow someone's lawn at 11, 12, 1, 2, and 3 o'clock? So if you did that and you mowed a lawn, I just want to give you an idea. If you charge $15 for mowing somebody's lawn, how much did you make for that one at 10 o'clock? $15, right? If you mowed the second lawn, you made another $15, right? Then the third lawn, you made another 15, and then the fourth, another 15, and then the fifth, another 15, and then the sixth, another 15. So let's do the math. How much money is that? 15 plus 15 is what?
30.
Plus 15 is what? 45. Plus 15 is what? Plus 15 is what? Plus 15 is what? So in one day, You made $90 doing what? Who likes to play basketball? Now, you're done cutting lawns at 3. You can go to the basketball court at 4 o'clock. Guess what? Stop, get you a little something to eat. Put your money aside, put it in the house, and go out there and hoop. Go out there and run some football. Go out there and do all the different things you want to do. Or you can say hi to the young ladies or whatever you want to do. But guess what you did? From 10 until 3, what did you do? You worked, right? You ran errands, you cleaned somebody's yard, you did something that was what? Productive. Now, you know one thing that she didn't mention, how many of you know how to babysit? Do you know how much money is in babysitting?
That's what I'm
Yeah, babysitting. You can watch your cousins or your friends. I mean, there's things that you can do, and you can get paid for that. And that's where I'm just trying to give you to understand. Now, if you made $90 in one day, and remember the summer has what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So just think if you did this times 6. What's 90 times 6? What's 9 times 6?
54.
Plus 0 is what? So that's $540 that you made in 1 week. Now let me ask you one question. If you had $540 in 1 week, you have to maybe get gas for your lawnmower. You might have to sharpen up the blades, or you might have to get a new rake or something. You might have to get some trash bags and things, you know, to pick up all the things that you're doing. But what are you actually doing now? $540 in 1 week. What does that do for you? It gets you to the mindset of like, oh, I'm going to do it again next week. And then I'm going to do it again next week. Because when you get out of school, how many weeks do you have between school break? I mean, how many between summer? Your summer vacation is how long?
6.
2 months.
It's 2 months, so that's 8 weeks. So if you made $540 a week times 8 weeks, how much money is that? That's a little over $4,000. If you had that $4,000, now that can go into your bank account, that could go for your school clothing, it can go to help mom or dad out in the house or whatever it might be. Because guess what? You're now thinking differently than just doing this. Now, who asked their parents for some money this week? Raise your hand. Okay. Now, you know why you can ask your parents for money? Because you're young. You're not old enough to really work. But what if you could just do some things yourself and your pockets were fat? And you had money. What could that do for you? A lot, right? Who likes playing video games? How much are those video games? Now, if you go to some of the other places, you can get them maybe a little cheaper, right? How much is an Xbox? Xbox, whichever. Okay, so if you made $540 for the week, could you buy your own Xbox? Okay, and then you can buy your own games too, right? I'm sharing this idea with you because this is kind of like the mindset that you want to have to get up every day, and you can still have fun with your friends. But you know what most people do? They sleep. And guess what happens when you sleep? Some people don't wake up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What you want to do? Oh, I won't do this, you know. And you out there getting your work on. Because it gets hot by 3 o'clock in the summer, doesn't it? And then you can go swimming, can't you? But you made a little money and you did some things that you have to do. I'm sharing this because on the business side, you have to understand how to do things. Now, I'm going to bring up Mr. D. Wilson. This gentleman here has a story that he wants to share with you. He's an entrepreneur. He's a business owner locally here in Indianapolis. And I want him to be able to share his personal testimony and story. But also, he has something that you guys need every single week. So, D, why don't you come on up and talk to him? Thank you for letting me talk to you today.
How you young man doing? Now, talent. Talent is one of them things, like, if it's something that you like, don't nobody else have to like it. You know what I mean? If it's your talent, just say, hey, you know, if you like playing the flute, oh, he's this, he's acting like the flute. Be the best. Because eventually they're going to acknowledge your talent, and it's going to take you somewhere where you probably never even seen yourself. Like, for example, me. When I was young, like you guys' age, and I go to school, everybody needs a haircut. Everybody here right now needs a haircut. So I took it upon myself. I said, I'm going to start taking my clippers to school. And all my friends, I did them for free just because I like to do it. You know what I mean? It didn't cost me anything. You know, it was a release. It was a way for me to just free my mind from everything going on around me. You know, I grew up in a bad neighborhood. You know, I grew up, my parents didn't have this, didn't have that. So I had to figure out ways, how can I make this a little easier on my mother, easier on my father? I took my talent. You know, I just took what I like to do. You know, I was watching ESPN. Y'all like sports? Okay. I'm watching ESPN a couple weeks back. Y'all might have seen this episode. Some guys on there, they put a whole ESPN set together with Legos. It's Legos, a whole set. You would never have known, had they not said anything, they had built this whole set with Legos. They brought these guys out there with professional Lego builders. And they traveling the country and they're getting paid crazy amounts of money to play with Legos all day. Because at some point they were kids like y'all, and they just like playing Legos, and they had a gift where they were making rocket ships and cars and trucks. You know, everybody else is just putting Legos together. They had a talent. They maximize their potential with their talent and say, hey, you know, I can take something that I enjoy doing, I can make money doing it. You know, that's where everything is said. Eventually, I started charging a couple dollars, $2, $3, whatever I could get. Eventually, I'm doing 7, 8, 9, 10 years a week. I'm making $20, $30, $40 a day, but I'm 13. What am I going to do with $20, $30 a day? I'm buying snacks. You know what I mean? When I go to school, to the cafeteria at lunchtime, I'm balling. You know, I got to high school. Me and my girlfriend, you know, our lunch tray is fat. Because I already got it in my mind, hey, this is what I'm going to do to take care of myself. You know, my mom said, oh, you're stressing and I might need $50 on the light bill. Come on, Mom. I got that. You know how good that made me feel? Just to be able to come home and say, I'm picking up the slack. You know, it's me and my mom. I'm the man of the house. I'm 15. I'm the man of the house. Y'all feel me? Y'all probably got similar situations. So you have to take on the man's mentality. You have to face the world like a man. You have to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Even if my friends don't want to do this, you have to have the courage and the confidence to say, hey, y'all don't think this is cool, but this is what I'm driven to do, and I'm going to do it. And if you follow your dreams, if you trust yourself, believe in yourself, be yourself every day. From the time you wake up, get your pen and paper out and go, listen, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what it takes to do it. And just stick to it every day. Be yourself. Put yourself first. Now, some people say, oh man, he's selfish. But sometimes the most successful people are the people that are willing to put themselves first. Be selfish, take your talent, trust it. Just trust it. And, you know, don't follow the knuckleheads. You know, it'll take a second to say, hey, they about to go do this, and I know it's not right. I know it's not the thing to do, but I'm going to follow them because they're cool. And you land yourself in a bunch of mess. It's going to take you forever to get out of it. At that moment when you did it, you knew it was wrong, but you did it. So you have to avoid those moments. What would I do? I'm going to go this way. And when you look over and you see all your friends, who you thought you were your friends, are in trouble. And you over here and you counting out money and you doing what you want to do. You buying video games. You at the shoe store on release day. I got my own $200 for my Jordans. I don't need my mama to put off groceries, put off gas bill, put off rent. Just make sure that y'all fly when y'all come to school. You know what I mean? Y'all young men. You know, integrity. You have to look at the word integrity. As long as you keep your integrity, you'll be okay. Work hard, find something you like to do, and focus on that. You know, that's really all I had to give today. But I see y'all's faces, man. I see potential in this room. You know what I mean? Just for y'all even taking time out of y'all today, coming here and hearing these words and, you know, being around people that really actually care. You know, you might get cared here that you don't even get at home. You know what I mean? Just don't let yourself down. You know what I mean? Be about yourself, each and every individual here. Be about yourself first. Be a leader. Take control of your lives. And that's all I got. I appreciate y'all's time.
And Keith,
I'm a professional barber. I've been barbering for 25 years. I started in high school. I knew I wasn't going to get a job. I knew I wasn't going to take orders. I knew I wasn't going to have somebody always point me that, you're not doing this, you're not. I knew I was gonna work for myself. You don't have to punch a clock to make a living. You know what I mean? If it's something that you enjoy doing, and you like doing, do it. And find a way to get just like the Lego guys. Whoever would have thought these guys are traveling the world, putting together Legos, getting paid.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
One last thing as a job, and I meant to say this, how many of you like snow cones? Okay, now, you can get some ice, you can get a scraper, you can get the paper cups, and then you can get the containers of pineapple, cherry, grape, and everything like that. And guess what you can do? You can sell snow cones on your block. And, and snow cones, you can sell them for $1. And people will be running down to you every single day. Because the ice cream man, when he comes around, how much does he sell ice cream for?
$3.
So you can do a snow cone, which is better. And who created the snow cone? You did, right? And all you gotta do is have a block of ice in a cooler, put it in the thing, tell them what flavor they want, and guess what? You made yourself $1 for each one. You can do 50 of those a day, 100 of those a day, and you made money.
All right, you guys, so we're gonna wrap up for today, but one thing I wanted to say about when you're working and you're working hard, it increases you building chemicals in your brain that make you feel good and happy, okay? So when you're out and you're producing and you're doing things that are productive, again, it produces chemicals in your brain that make you feel good and happy, and when you're finished cutting the grass, or you're finished taking out the trash, or you're finished doing something, it makes you feel better about yourself, it makes you feel better about your day. So I want to ask you guys a question. What did you love today about what you learned? What did you love? What did you like? Okay, what did you like? Okay, what did you like? The money that you can make? Yeah. What else did you guys like? Yeah, what?
I like the fact that how you all gave us ideas on how we could better ourselves and make money out of what we were blessed with, such as our talents.
Oh, good. Well said. Well said. Does it get you excited about this summer and the things that you can do? Okay, now listen. I'm going to see if there's any way possible that on one day I can get you guys all over to Mr. D's barber shop and let you see his barber shop and you can visit there, okay? I'd like for you to go there and actually see what he does. Would you guys like that? Yeah. We'll see if we can't make that happen, okay? So look, let's do this. Let's put your papers in that box over there with the notebooks so you don't lose them. And then next month when I come back, we'll finish up your business, all right? All right, thanks you guys.